to a late edition. Welcome to Unscripted and Unfiltered on Notoriously P. and keep a buck with you. Right now, it's about to be a quick show. I'm about to say what I need to say, uh, and keep pushing. Uh, but I had, even though I had some things going on this evening that uh, hindered me from doing my show on time. Right, there was some things that needed to be done, and I got taken care of. But it was important for me to do the show because apparently, and if you didn't catch my live, I don't remember when it was, but I went live on I want to say, I don't know, it was TikTok, Facebook, IG, I don't remember, but uh, I have had some kickback over a couple of things that I said last week on the show. And maybe it's an amalgamation of things that I've said because I put out a lot of shorts, right? And one of them was talking about Terry Bollea and Hulk Hogan being racist as hell. The other one is talking about all these uh, societies of white people that want to come and have their own communities and cities. And this one in particular cat that gets on here and says, well, um, we don't understand why all you black people are upset with us white people for wanting to have our own communities. If you wanted your own community, we'd be happy for you, and we would support that. Yeah, bullshit. I call cap all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like it hasn't happened before. Like, let me see if I can. I'm gonna try this because I want to try it while I'm on here by myself before I have guests on. But I want to try it while I'm on here. Um, let's try this for. And I didn't see his name. He didn't leave a name, but the nah, because this was a cat that I saw on social media who was saying that we need to. There's black people that just need to just accept the fact they want white societies, and that if we had a black society, they wouldn't have a problem with it. Um, Au contraire, mon frere. Uh, and I got the receipts. Let's go. Chronicling 10 race massacres in America. Now, when they're talking about race massacres, they're not talking about white people killing white people or the famous black people kill more black people. Just shut up. We're not talking about that. We're talking about black people who have gone and created their own societies of black people and was attacked by white people because the white people there feel threatened. Let's go. The summer of 1919 came months after the end of World War One. During this time, there was the emergence of the Ku Klux Klan after the white supremacy group disbanded after the Civil War. Let's stop right there. Uh, so all of these groups have decided to resurface. They surfaced during the first Trump administration. That was another thing that pissed a lot of you people off. I pissed a lot of people off talking, and I don't know if it was their support of the Tangerine Palpatine, or if it was the fact that I compared him to Julius Caesar. But I got everything from I don't know what I'm talking about to hey, like the font said, hey, uh, don't believe me, you know, read your punk ass history book. You know, that's crap you got that, the Romans came over to Egypt. They didn't nobody ask them to pull up, you know, cause Africa has historically had bad women, just gorgeous women. Didn't nobody tell you Romans to go take, hey, so just do your history. Don't worry about what I'm talking about. So peep how Caesar came into power, how he kowtowed to you ignorant low beings, you know, and made y'all believe that he actually gave a damn about you, you know, and told you that he is going to do what he needs to do to get rid of all these highfalutin people. And then next thing you know, he was the emperor for life, And now you got your fearless leader who's about to get sued again by somebody. That's saying, or jokingly, not joking, you know, playing, not playing, kidding, not kidding, that he's gonna be a third term. Now let's do this. Again, like I said, I've seen Hamilton. I've seen Hamilton a lot, and it, I distinctly remember that part in Hamilton. Hey, what's up, LZ? What's up, Lock? I distinctly remember that part in Hamilton where this idiot George Washington. I'm not ducking. Everything I say, I'm standing on. He was an idiot. He got more people killed. Hey, he said it. He said he didn't know because he was bigger than everybody. So what? He was an idiot. Uh, but I remember that part. See what it's like to say goodbye. I remember that part in Hamilton, and yeah. So next thing you know, he's doing a little and he's walking away after his second term. You know, Hamilton's like, well, damn, what we gonna do? You know, and then the English laughed at who was president next. Anyway, uh, but yeah, between the Trump being compared to Caesar, to Terry Bollea, and um, Hulk Hogan, both being racist, just two different entities within the same body, and both of them is racist. I'm getting that in a minute. Uh, all that, but I still want to start with this. Uh, Even before Red Summer, I'm skip a little bit because basically it's talking about boll weevil, infestation, crippled the cotton industry, blase, a surge of black political power in predominantly black communities where businesses, schools, and people thrived. I'm sorry, wait a minute, hold on. I don't think I read that completely correctly. Uh, let's let's try it again. Uh, Even before Red Summer, the period after the Civil War known as Reconstruction, saw a surge in black political power and predominantly black communities where businesses, schools, and people thrived. I did say it right. They thrived. They were thriving. The black communities were thriving. Mob violence, massacres, and an early form of mass incarceration, the convict leasing program. I mean, there's still a minutia of that still going on to this day. Suppressed black people who gained their freedom after centuries of slavery. Okay, let's proceed. I don't know how long this video is, but I don't know if I want to play it all right now. I might play it all in the future. I don't know. But from January 1st, 1923 to January 7th, a white mob shot, lynched, and killed residents of the black town in Rosewood, Florida. Hold on, wait. That absolutely is historically incorrect. That can't be because the white guy on social media said that if black people had their own community, that white people would celebrate it and be happy for them and leave them alone. So that can't be right, can it? Can it? No, that can't be right. Wait, let's read. A white woman, Fannie Taylor, claimed a black man broke into her home and assaulted her, igniting her husband, James Taylor, and a throng of white citizens, including members of the Ku Klux Klan, to search Rosewood for the man. At the end of the violence, dozens were left killed, and all of the citizens were permanently driven out of town. Hmm. Hmm. That. Hmm. All right. Uh, September 22nd, 1906, a mob of white citizens began a 2-day massacre of black citizens in Atlanta, Georgia. The emergence of a black elite class fueled tensions among white people who felt threatened. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody said that earlier in this show. Uh, man, who was it? I know this. I know the answer to this question. This was the Jeopardy question yesterday. Oh yeah, it was me. I think I said that earlier in the show that black excellence kind of threatens. Okay, felt threatened by the growing number of black people living in the city. Between political tension and the white elites' attempt to remain in power, unsubstantiated claims that 4 white women had been assaulted. Now, hold on, why is it always a white woman that ends up kicking off everything? Assaulted by black men sent the city into days of violence that targeted black people. Hmm. Okay, let's move on. Uh, let's go to East St. Louis, Illinois. Thousands of African Americans migrated to East St. Louis, Illinois, to work in World War I era factories. In the spring of 1917, white laborers at the aluminum ore company went on strike, leading to the hiring of hundreds of blacks and escalating racial tensions in the city. On July 1st, 1917, a white man in a Ford drove into a black neighborhood and began shooting into homes. Black residents of the neighborhood armed themselves and fired into another Ford car coming down the street, killing 2 men inside. The second car turned out to be the police officers who'd come to investigate the shooting. The following day, an angry mob poured into the community and began brutalizing black people over several days. Some people were lynched, others were beaten to death, and the neighborhood was burned to the ground. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh, and as you can see, there's quite a few. We're not gonna even. We're not because I always talk about. Uh, I always tend to talk about um Tulsa, Oklahoma, about Black Wall Street, how they dropped bombs on Black Wall Street because it was also a thriving metropolis where there were millionaires there, and other parts of the country was borrowing money from these affluent black people in this affluent black area. Um, yeah. Um, but I think one of the most prominent ones, like other than Black Wall Street, I think Lake Lanier in Detroit, Michigan, is really kind of the one that tends to stand out to me the most because they literally buried this black town and its people underwater. Like there have been divers that have gone down into Lake Lanier and you can like see it. You know, it's 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 crazy. It's for real. It's for real insane. And and my question is, Do we think that the United States is ever going to admit being culpable in these atrocities? I doubt it. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more tonight on No Toast Opinionated. Let's go. And it just hit me. I'm tripping. I said Lake Lanier was in Detroit, Michigan. It's in Georgia. Um, but Detroit uh, has its own history with building black neighborhoods and seeing them destroyed as well. So the lines tend to get blurred sometimes. But so let me say this. Uh, know what, Elsie? It's it's a sad thing. Uh, yeah. When they don't get their way, it goes bad. You know, you can go from Emmett Till to Trayvon Martin. So I forget the kid's name at this moment because I'm tired. But the the kid that went and traveled like a few states uh, with a fully automatic weapon that his parents gave him. He was like 17 years old, and he goes down, ends up to call himself being a proud boy. I don't know, and he ended up killing some people. Uh, you know what? I don't even want to get no ear to that right now. I'm gonna stick to this. Uh, if black folks start their own community again, and I'm sorry, when black folks start their own community again, right? Uh, they there needs to be an anthem, and I think part of the anthem needs to be Killer Mike. You know, Killer Mike needs to be part of the anthem because all this kumbaya and no no like no because the ones that hate us are gonna perennially hate us, you know. uh and please don't get this twisted. I have some white boy partners that I'm actual friends with, so don't take my Afrocentricity as uh denouncement of all white people, right? uh because there are black people that the ancestor Harriet Tubman would have shot, because ultimately it's not what you look like on the outside. If you notice, a lot of the more stringent uh, black freedom fighters were fair skinned, you know. So it's not about how darkly complected you are. So I'm not really tripping about that. What I'm saying is this: uh, those who are against it, whatever your complexion, to hell with you, you know. And that's just where I'm at with it. Uh, and I had people in my comments when I said Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea were both racist, and they was like, uh, "How dare you speak ill of the dead? You should be ashamed of yourself." I'm not, not even a little bit, not even for us, not even for a microsecond. I'm not. And you know why? He wasn't ashamed of himself when he was alive talking about nigger this and nigger that. He wasn't ashamed. And to the person that made that comment, please be watching this show and watch the comments and watch the clips that I make about this show, because I'm talking about your goofy ass. You know, you the one I'm talking about. And uh, if you didn't say anything about Terry Bollea's racism, shame on you. You're just as culpable. How about that? And Hulk Hogan was racist. How about that? Notice I'm not ducking about anything I say because I mean it, and I care less what you think. Ain't that what the show is called? I care less about what you think. Full circle. What am I gonna say? Oh hell no, they're not about to admit nothing. They're not. So so here's what here's what baffles me, and also at the same time doesn't baffle me at all. Uh, and this is what black people need to understand, right? And I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna duck. There's a reason why we are never gonna get. Let me specify. There's a reason why black people are never going to get a formal apology for real, like a real one, reparations at all, or any sort of like, damn, my bad. And you want to know why? Because there ain't no such thing as black people. Like, and when I say no such thing, black is a culture. Black is a culture, right? And even though there have been references to black people in black lands, right? The black lands part is up for debate. You know, they could have been talking about the soil. They could have been talking about the skin of the people that match the soil. They could have been talking about all that, but it's not definitive. Let's just keep it a buck, you know. But it's 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 likely, right? But black is a culture. Black is not a nationality. Black is not legal, and that's all the United States. That's all. I'm sorry. I mean, that's all the corporation of the United States of America cares about. They can't give reparations to an illegal people, and black people aren't legal. African Americans aren't legal. See, they gave the Japanese money. They gave the Jews money. The Jews can trace their lineage, so can the Japanese. They can give money to people like that. It just seems wrong, and it is, you know, in totality, it for real is it's wrong as hell. But uh, it's also legal. They can't legally give us any money. How? Who are they gonna give it to? What nationality are they going to? Like the Moors actually do got this one right. The Moors got it right. There's a nationality. That's all they talk is nationality, 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 because the Moorish Americans can trace their nationality, you know, and so they can get reparations. They've been talking about Moors. They talked about Moors in the Bible. They've been talking about Moors since 7-Eleven, you know. So they actually do kind of got it right, but they can't give reparations to black people. So stop asking. And it's not even that, you know, we shouldn't get it, but they can't give reparations to a people that aren't illegal people. Black people aren't illegal people, and that just is what it is, you know. So if we don't have a true nationality, and that's the game that they getting over on, that unfortunately is the game, you know. Uh, so um, yeah, I think I just wanted to get on here and talk about because I had a whole slate of things that I wanted to talk about that I really didn't get a chance to thoroughly research. So right now I'm just giving my opinions about things. Um, and um, yeah, and again, man, let me see if I can find that uh, because I need to. Because now that I see that this actually works, now that I see that I can actually do this, uh, and it works, I actually uh, just want to see. That's it. Let's see if I can get it. So this is actually why. Um, this is actually why um, I said that Hulk Hogan is actually racist because he worked for a racist boss, and Booker T came under fire for this one uh, because he was kind of complicit in it. When John Cena had just came in, he was supposed to be a thug. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He did. Oh, this was unexpected. Hold on. Oh, I didn't know this was coming up. Hold up. What we got here? What do we have here? Oh, it's not showing. Hold it. I don't even think it showed. Hold up. Wait a minute. Did it show? Anyway, I don't know if it showed or not. But it should have shown Vince McMahon saying the N word, uh, in some goofy ass skit with John Cena and Booker T uh, standing there looking goofy. Um, you know, so that's why I said Hulk Hogan was racist because he worked for a racist boss that thought that was cute. Like he thought that was cute as hell to come up with that skit and run that skit on national TV. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here because I was feeling real black right now, and so I just had to get on here and say something in regards to the comments that was coming my way. Now, um, next week's show, A will be on time. Two, I'm gonna be awake. You know, 3, I'm gonna be cognizant. Uh, and 4, I'm not gonna rush. You know, so therein lies what you can expect next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. But I'm gonna cut this short. Uh, yeah, but I think I'm gonna end it with this. We need to quit being so damn forgiving. And forgiveness in this particular context, things in the slave trade. I'm tired of forgiveness. I'm tired of always having to turn the other cheek. That's what I used to have. That's what I've been saying since I've been being told, if somebody hits you on your left cheek, you should turn the other cheek. Well, what happens when I run out of cheeks? I only got two. What happens when I run out of cheeks? They slap me on that one and slap me on that one. What am I supposed to revert back to the first cheek to get slapped again? Mm-mm, mm-mm. They ain't call me scrap for no reason. If you even look like you about to slap me, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. You know, it's not even. We're not even about to do no talking. I'm gonna read your body language. As soon as I see that shoulder twitch, it's a wrap. I'm about to piece you. You know. Um, but yeah, we just need to start living like a solution. we we need to start living like a solution. Real rap. All right. So let me get out of here. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all evening. I'm about to go to bed. Until next time, this has been your host, Scrap the Film Guru. This has been Notoriously Opinionated. I will see you next Wednesday uh, at the regular Notorious time and the regular Notorious stations. Until then, peace. I'm out.